Earth, 2508 Mission Control, Luna Base. The control room hummed with quiet tension as scientists clustered around the subspace communication array. The air smelled of ozone and recycled oxygen, a familiar scent to those who spent their lives among the stars. Dr. Elena Vasquez, now a senior astrophysicist, frowned at the data streaming across her screen. "It's definitely a distress signal," she murmured, "but the modulation pattern doesn't match any known human or AI transmission protocols." General Chen, standing tight, his dark hair streaked with silver across his arms. "And it's coming from the K2 constellation. That's deep space, no human settlements out there." A technician, her fingers flying over the console, looked up. The signal's repeating in cycles, almost like a beacon. And it's old, really old. The subspace distortion suggests it's been drifting for decades, maybe centuries. Chen exhaled sharply. "Then we need to investigate. If there's a ship out there, human or otherwise, we owe it a look." Vasquez nodded. "Agreed, but we'll need the event horizon." Before we continue our travel, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. Please also leave a comment on what story you would like to hear in the future. Earth orbit, the event horizon docking bay. The event horizon had been upgraded since its last mission. Its hull now shimmered with a metallic, iridescent coating, an experimental energy-absorbing material designed to repurpose weapon fire or cosmic radiation. Its shields had been reinforced to deflect physical objects, a precaution against both natural hazards and potential hostilities. Commander Carl Duft stood on the observation deck, watching as the last of the supply pods docked. He hadn't expected to see the event horizon again, let alone command her on another deep space mission. A familiar voice called out from behind him, "Still staring at the stars like they owe you money." Duff turned to see Chief Engineer Ravi Patel, his ever-present toolkit slung over his shoulder. "Patel, good to see you're still in one piece." Patel grinned. "And you're still the only man crazy enough to fly this tin can into a black hole." Before Duff could retort, Lieutenant Maria Vasquez stepped onto the deck, her dark eyes scanning the ship. "She looks good," she said. "Faster, stronger. But I hope we don't have to test those new shields too hard." Chen joined them, his expression serious. "We might not have a choice. The signal's coming from an unknown vessel. Could be derelict, could be hostile. Either way, we're sending you in." Duff nodded. "Understood. Who else is on the crew?" "Same as before," Chen said. "With one addition." He gestured to a tall, broad-shouldered man with sharp features and a calm demeanor. "This is Dr. Samuel Archer, xenoscientist. If there's alien life on that ship, he's our best shot at communicating with it." Archer stepped forward, extending a hand. "Pleased to meet you, Commander. I've read your mission reports. You've got a knack for surviving the impossible." Commander Duff shook his hand. "Let's hope that holds true this time." Deep space, K2 constellation. The event horizon dropped out of warp near the source of the signal. The void of space stretched endlessly around them, punctuated by distant stars. On the bridge, Vasquez adjusted the sensors. There, dead ahead. It's massive. The derelict ship loomed in the viewport, a jagged, angular vessel, its hull pockmarked with scars from collisions or battles. It was unlike anything human engineering had produced. Patel whistled. "That thing's been drifting for a while. No lights, no power readings. But the signal's still broadcasting." Thoth leaned forward. "Archer, any thoughts?" Archer studied the scan. "The structure suggests a non-human design. The angles, the materials. It's organic in some way. Like it was grown, not built." Vasquez frowned. "If it's alien, we need to be careful. No sudden movements, no assumptions." Duft nodded. "Agreed. Patel, can you get us close enough for a boarding party without triggering any defenses?" Patel cracked his knuckles. "Let me see what I can do." The event horizon inched forward, its shields humming as they deflected stray debris. The derelict ship's hull was a maze of corridors and chambers. Some collapsed, others eerily intact. Archer's voice was quiet. "There's something in there. Something alive." The bridge fell silent. Duff exhaled. "All right, suit up. We're going in." The air inside the derelict ship was stale, thick with the scent of ozone and something metallic, like old blood. The away team moved cautiously through the dimly lit corridors, their boots clicking against the strange, organic-looking flooring. Commander Duff led the way, his hand resting on the grip of his sidearm. "No signs of life," he murmured into his comm. "But this place has seen a fight." Lieutenant Vasquez scanned the walls with her tricorder. Energy weapon fire. Blaster burns, maybe plasma. Some of these consoles are fried, but others are still functional. Chief Engineer Patel knelt beside a shattered panel, running his fingers along the edges. This wasn't just a malfunction. Someone, or something, did this deliberately. Dr. Samuel Archer, the xenoscientist, stepped forward, his sharp eyes taking in every detail. "Look at the architecture, the way the corridors curve, The way the wall seemed to pulse slightly. This wasn't built, it was grown. Commander Duff nodded. Agreed. But right now, we need answers. Let's find the bridge. The bridge was a cavernous chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow. The walls were lined with consoles, some reduced to smoldering ruins, others eerily intact. At the center of the room stood a massive circular console, its surface glowing faintly with residual energy. And then they saw it, a holographic projection, flickering above the console. A figure stood in the center, its form humanoid but alien, with elongated limbs and a face that was both beautiful and unsettling. The hologram spoke, its voice echoing in 5 different languages, some familiar, others utterly foreign. We are the Voyager. Our ship, the Eclipser, was attacked by the Zerat. They seek the key. We have hidden it. Find it before they do. The fate of all worlds depends on it. The message looped, the alien's expression never changing. Archer stepped forward, his eyes wide with fascination. The Voyager. I've never heard of them, but if they're sending this message, it means they expected someone to find this ship. Vasquez frowned. The Zerat. That's the first time I've heard that name too. But if they're a threat, we need to know more. Patel examined the console. This thing is still running on emergency power. If we can access their logs, we might find coordinates, a destination, something. Duff nodded. Do it, but be careful. We don't know what else is still active on this ship. Archer turned to the hologram, his voice low. What is the key? Where is it hidden? The hologram repeated its message, unchanged. Then, from the darkness behind them, a voice answered. It is hidden where the stars die. The holographic figure materialized fully. A tall, androgynous being with luminous silver-blue skin and eyes that seemed to glow with an inner light. Its voice was smooth, almost melodic, but carried an undercurrent of urgency. I am the last remnant of the Eclipser's consciousness, the AI said. My primary function is to relay this message to any who find this vessel. Commander Duff kept his hand near his weapon, his gaze sharp. Who attacked you? And what is this key? The AI expression remained neutral, but its tone grew heavier. The Zerat are an ancient enemy of the Voyager. They seek the key, a device capable of manipulating the fabric of space-time itself. With it, they could unravel entire galaxies. Vasquez crossed her arms. And the Voyager hit it? Yes. They scattered its fragments across the cosmos, believing no single being should wield such power. But the Zerat had been hunting them for millennia. Archer stepped forward, intrigued. Where is the nearest fragment? The AI's gaze shifted to him. It lies in the graveyard of stars, where the dead suns drift. A place you people call the Nebula of the Forgotten. Patel whistled. That's deep in uncharted space. No human ship has ever gone there and returned. Duff exhaled sharply. And we're the first. But why tell us this? Why not just let the Zerat destroy themselves chasing it? The AI voice dropped to a whisper. Because the Zerat are not the only ones who seek the key. And if they find it first, all of existence will unravel. A sudden tremor shook the ship. The lights flickered and the hologram glitched for a moment before stabilizing. They are close, the AI warned. The Zerat have detected your presence. You must leave. Now. The Event Horizon's alarms blared as the crew sprinted back to their ship. Incoming contact, Vasquez shouted from the bridge. 3 vessels, fast-moving, unknown configuration. The cuff strapped into his chair. Patel, get us out of here. Maximum warp. The engines roared to life as the Event Horizon broke free of the derelict ship's gravitational pull. On the view screen, 3 sleek, jagged vessels emerged from the darkness, their hulls pulsing with an eerie, crimson energy. They're locking onto us, Vasquez warned. Patel gritted his teeth. Shields at full capacity. Let's see how they like our new coating. The first volley of energy fire struck the Event Horizon's shields, but instead of dissipating, the impact was absorbed. The ship's systems humming with renewed power. Energy absorption working. Patel grinned. They're feeding our own shields. Commander Duff leaned forward. Archer, any idea how to lose them? Archer's fingers flew over the navigation console. The Nebula of the Forgotten is our best shot. Its gravitational anomalies might throw them off. Vasquez nodded. Then let's hope the AI wasn't lying about where the key is hidden. As the Event Horizon hurtled toward the unknown, the Zerat ships gave chase. Relentless, unyielding. They won't stop, Archer murmured. They can't afford to. Commander Duff clenched his fists. Then we make sure they never get what they want. Into the Nebula of the Forgotten. The Event Horizon shuddered as it entered the swirling maelstrom of the Nebula of the Forgotten. The void around them pulsed with eerie, shifting colors. Deep purples, violent reds, and ghostly blues. Gravitational waves rippled through space, warping reality itself. Shields holding, Patel shouted, his fingers dancing over the console. But we're taking heavy interference. Sensors are going haywire. Vasquez squinted at her display. The nebula's energy fluctuations are intense. If we can harness them, we might be able to supercharge our weapons and shields. Commander Duff turned to Archer. Can we do that? Archer nodded. The AI said the key is here. If we find it, we can use the nebula's energy to power the railgun and obliterate it before the Jirac get their hands on it. Patel grinned. Then let's give them a fight they won't forget. The final stand. The Zarat ships emerged from the nebula's chaos, their crimson hulls glowing like embers in the dark. They opened fire, but this time, the Event Horizon's shields absorbed the energy, redirecting it into the ship's system. Shields at 150%, Patel exclaimed. We're feeding off their attacks. Duft clenched his fists. Target their engines. Let's cripple them before they get any closer. The Event Horizon's railgun hummed to life, the tungsten rod accelerating to near light speed before slamming into the lead Zarat ship. The impact sent a shockwave through the nebula, and the enemy vessel spiraled out of control. One down, Vasquez cheered, but the remaining two ships adjusted their trajectory, locking onto the Event Horizon's position. They're smart, Archer muttered. They were trying to flank us. Duff's eyes narrowed. Patel, can you reroute some of that absorbed energy to the railgun? We need to end this fast. Patel's hands flew over the controls. Doing it now, but it'll take a few seconds to charge. The Zarat ships fired again, their weapons tearing through the nebula's chaotic energy. The Event Horizon's shields flickered, but held. Almost there? Patel shouted. Then, a blinding flash erupted from the heart of the nebula. The key, Archer gasped. It's here. A massive crystalline structure hovered in the center of the storm, pulsing with raw cosmic power. Now, Commander Duft ordered. The railgun fired. The tungsten rod struck the key with the force of a dying star. The crystalline structure shattered into a million fragments, scattering across the nebula like glittering dust. A shockwave of energy erupted, sending the remaining Zarat ships reeling. Their hulls cracked under the strain, and one by one, they vanished into the void. It's over, Vasquez whispered. The nebula's chaos began to settle, the colors fading into a deep, tranquil blue. Archer exhaled. The key is gone. The Zarat have lost. Commander Duft leaned back in his chair, relief washing over him. Good. Let's get out of here before anything else decides to show up. Patel grinned. With pleasure. As the Event Horizon turned toward home, the crew allowed themselves a moment of triumph. They had saved the galaxy. A new dawn, weeks later, the Event Horizon returned to human space. The crew was hailed as heroes, their story spreading across the stars. But in the quiet of his quarters, Archer stared at a holographic recording, the last words of the Eclipser's AI. You have done what was necessary. But remember, the key was not the only secret hidden in the nebula of the forgotten. Samuel Archer frowned. What else was out there? And what would humanity do when they found it? Thank you for joining the crew of the Event Horizon on their thrilling journey. Hey, if you have any other ideas or would like to explore a different direction, feel free to let me know in the comments. And please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel.